Many of you are thinking about how you are going to be able to afford things this holiday season, given how expensive so many things are in Canada. And many of you know that Justin Trudeau is committed to raising the carbon tax dramatically next year. He's not backing off on this, and we need to axe the tax. But something that is just blows my mind came to light last night in a Senate committee, and I think you're going to be really, really, really interested in this. So before you head out this weekend, before you start thinking about your holiday budget and how much things are going to cost you, I have some information for you that is going to blow your mind. So as background, Justin Trudeau came out a couple of weeks ago, him and Chrystia Freeland, and he said, oh, we're going to save Canadian families so much at Christmas. We all know better because he's about to increase the carbon tax, right? And Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has been out calling out Justin Trudeau for this tax trick. But last night, the Senate received some really interesting news, and that was that there was an expert who testified in front of committee and done an analysis and said that this so-called GST holiday, or this tax trick, because again, the Liberals are about to increase the carbon tax, will only save Canadian families, wait for it. Do you want to know how much they said it's going to save over Christmas? It's only going to save Canadian families an average of $4.51. And that's what the Senate Committee on Finance heard last night. So Justin Trudeau has been out there. He's been trying to, he's got Chrystia Freeland out at grocery stores for photo ops. He's out, he's like, oh, I'm going to save Canadians so much money. And an expert testified last night, they had run the numbers, and it's only going to save Canadians a whopping $4.51. You can't even, what can you buy, half a pound of butter for $4.51 these days, if that. This. What he doesn't realize, for Justin Trudeau, first of all, he thinks you're stupid, that he thinks that you're going to fall for this and all of a sudden vote for the Liberals again. Even advocacy groups have traditionally been friendly to the Liberals. They've called this tax trick a blatant a blatant political bribe. But for Justin Trudeau to actually think that something that's going to save you $4.51 and then increase the carbon tax in the new year, think about the audacity of that, right? The other thing that he hasn't taken into consideration is that there's been all of these reports talking about how food inflation is projected to continue to rise next year. And I think that was something that also came up yesterday in committee hearings, that food inflation, there was a report that was read that it said in 2025, it's anticipated that Canadians will continue to feel the impact of food inflation between 3 and 5%. I've seen other reports that suggest it's going to be, a big impact on Canadians next year. But how could Justin Trudeau, what is an easy way that Justin Trudeau could potentially help reduce inflation? If only there was some sort of tax that was on everything that he could just axe permanently. Like the carbon tax, right? But again, Trudeau, we've been trying motion after motion, month after month, year after year to get Justin Trudeau to axe the carbon tax, and he won't do it. But he thinks that by putting in place a temporary tax trick that's only going to save you a whopping $4.51, that you're going to be happy with that. The parliamentary budget officer also appeared before this committee. So this, of course, is the independent officer of parliament that examines A, how much government initiatives are going to cost the taxpayer, but also B, if they're going to do what the government says they're going to do. And he says that the cabinet has estimated, so this isn't him, this is just the Liberal cabinet estimating that this $4.51 savings to you is going to cost overall our government $1.6 billion. And we know that because the government is spending so much money, that's increasing inflation. And the parliamentary budget officer, essentially, he said this is really going to help rich people the most, people who can, really afford to go out for an expensive dinner, which many of you who are watching, I know you can't. So this is why that one expert said that the average Canadian family is only going to save $4.51. So I think it's really important to share this video, particularly if people in your friend group are talking about this quote unquote GST holiday. It doesn't apply to very many things. A lot of small businesses are saying how tough it's going to be to change their point of sale systems for such a small number of items and then have to change them back 2 months later. And of course, when businesses have to take on administrative costs, who pays for that? It's you, right? Through increased costs on services. So, this is why conservatives, we've been opposing Justin Trudeau's, blatant vote buying schemes. And we've been asking for permanent tax relief for you for things like axing the carbon tax. That makes a lot of sense, right? So just make sure you share this video. And if you're talking to friends, this weekend or as we approach the holiday season, and if anybody's like, oh, no, this is really great. Actually, what this is doing is driving up the deficit. It's not really saving you money. It's costing small businesses a lot. It's a really bad measure that a lot of people have panned, especially when compared to an overall cost-saving measure like axing the carbon tax. Certainly, Justin Trudeau shouldn't be increasing it in the new year. He should be axing it. So share this video, just a little bit of news out of the Senate committee that you might not hear on the mainstream media, but it's important for you to know this so you can make informed decisions come the next general election, which we hope will be next week if Jagmeet Singh somehow finds the courage to vote for the non-confidence motion that we put forward this week in the House of Commons. Share this video. Hope springs eternal. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.